All right. So, Miss Judith Levy, welcome, welcome, welcome to Mental on Overdrive. This is Mood. It's a pleasure to meet you. VK3 on this channel. And I was so happy and thrilled to meet you when we did. And so,
I was walking out of my doctor's office and you were walking toward me.
yes.
And you had such a nice smile. I just had to stop and talk to you. And,
Thank you.
And you know, when I met you, I felt as though somehow I knew you.
Really?
Yeah, and every friend you'll ever have was once a stranger.
That is so powerful.
So
yes,
now you're my friend, and
yes.
I love it.
Awesome, awesome. Judith, you are the wonderful author of the newest book. Tell us about it.
Well, I had written Grandmother Remembers and Grandfather Remembers, and I got so many letters saying, what about the great-grandmother?
Really?
There are 20 million great-grandmothers in the United States.
Okay.
And they don't need more perfume or another scarf. They need to be remembered.
Absolutely.
So I wrote Great-Grandmother Remembers, and it says, I believe in miracles. Yes, I really do.
Yes.
I'm a great-grandmother, and the miracle is you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, what got you into writing? Like, tell me about that.
Well, actually, I was motivated by boredom.
That's a good start.
My husband traveled. He would leave Monday morning, come back Thursday night, and so I was alone, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Uh-huh.
Well, first of all, where I lived, they put on a show, and they asked me to write lyrics for the show.
Okay.
They wanted me to write about there's too much stuff in the dumpster, there's too much travel on Glades Road, my husband's retired, what should I do?
Uh-huh.
I said, how am I going to write about that?
Exactly.
And I wrote about it, and I said, you know what, Judith, if you can write about that, you're a writer.
Okay, and so, success from there.
Well, I went to Florida Atlantic University, and I was a little scared to go because if you don't have a friend to go with, you know, it's sort of scary. But it'll never be the right day for your friend or the right course for your friend. So I had to crank up my courage and go alone to the university.
Okay.
And when I walked into this room, the room was loaded with grandparents.
Yes.
They had come to put their memories on paper for the grandchildren. Many of them thought they'd become a voice on the phone and a present in the mail to the grandchildren.
Is that right?
Yeah, they didn't like that. But I could see they were having trouble putting the memories down because they weren't writers. And I thought, well, you know what? I can do a book from the grandmother to the grandchild. And I would put her foot on the path to telling her own story.
Okay.
I'd say my grandparents came from, and she would put in the answer.
Yes.
Or on my wedding day I wore. She knows what she wore. She'll put that down with a picture next to it. It'll become an heirloom in the family. And so
nice.
I ran home to tell my husband what my idea was. But you know how husbands are. I was afraid he'd say, that'll never work.
Right.
But he didn't. He said, Judy,
that's awesome.
That's a good idea. You go get that published.
Oh, that's awesome.
But how should I go get that published? I never wrote anything before. And he said, it doesn't matter how many no's you get. You only need one yes.
That is true.
He said, so go and you'll get supper when you get home one way or the other. So
awesome.
I went up to a publisher's office and I said, hello, I'd like you to look at my book. And they said, oh, we can't have authors come in here. Hello, I'd like you to look at my book.
Is that right?
We don't have time for that. I said, well, it wouldn't take you very long to look at this book because this book hasn't been written yet.
Okay. I love it.
They said, it hasn't been written yet. Who's going to write it? I said, maybe your grandmother will write it.
Okay.
So they became intrigued and they looked at it. They said, it's very nice, but it's not a book. We only publish books.
Really?
I said, well, sweetheart, if you wouldn't do it, tell me who would.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He told me where to go. She looked at 1 page, 2, 3. She said, sit down, you're home. I'll get this book published.
Awesome.
And Grandmother Remembers rocketed to #2 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Wonderful.
And now I've done Great Grandmother Remembers.
Okay.
And here you'll see in the book, it says, what do I treasure?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing of silver and gold, just this precious little baby I'm lucky enough to hold.
Wonderful.
And here's a picture.
Turn that around. I'll get that on camera.
And here's great-grandmother holding her new great-grandchild.
Beautiful.
You know, when the book is filled out, it's worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely.
If you would offer somebody $100 for their book, they wouldn't give it because it's so precious.
Uh-huh.
And future generations will treasure Great-Grandmother Remembers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because the family history, it's something money can't buy.
That is very true.
And the fact that she took the time to do it, and she is thrilled to receive it because it means I love you, I care about you, I want future generations to know about you.
Exactly.
You know, and so
and you know, that's also a great way to do it. Years ago, they would just put them in like the Bible and try and document things that way. So this is
a word or two, but here we're asking her whole life.
Exactly.
She takes her great-grandchild on a journey through her life.
Her life, that is
she says
remarkable.
all the things, the good, and she puts in a recipe, and she puts,
oh, lovely.
and she puts in words of wisdom. You know, there were things that my grandmother, my great-grandmother taught me, I remember to this day. Don't you?
So, you know, honestly, I never got the experience to have a grandmother or great-grandmother. They were already gone. But my mother was, she was an older woman when she got me, because I was adopted. So when I came to her, I was still 13 days old. So I grew up with a mother that could be my grandmother, and I saw how she interacted with like her actual grandchildren. So I still had that experience, but not a direct experience. And so it still was a remarkable way to see how she did it. And yes, keeping recipes, and I still try to remember them to this day. Absolutely.
Well, you know, I'm one of 10 children, and I'm the 8th child, so my mother was also an older mother.
Okay.
You know, a lot of my friends had grandparents that were the same age as my mother.
Okay.
My mother was so special, I remember.
Yes.
So when I write in my great-grandmother book, I will say wonderful things about my mother that future generations would have no way to know.
Absolutely.
But this way, the family can embrace them all.
Absolutely. Now, how many books have you sold now?
Well,
what I last saw said 3 million copies of Grandmother Remembers. So where are you now?
Well, it's up to 4 million copies.
Congratulations.
But when you think about it, as you and I are speaking, children are being born.
Yes.
And every time a child is born, so grandmothers, 2 grandmothers, there's the great-grandmother. But as I said, there are 20 million great-grandmothers in the United States.
Absolutely. How many books have you written, actually?
I've written 13 books.
13? Look at that.
All different kinds of books that people fill in. They become the authors of the book.
That's awesome.
I really love doing that.
Absolutely.
And, I write for newspapers, and I've written a song.
Really?
Yeah. You want
I want to hear it. Will you sing it for me?
Oh, sure.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Can love be so blind that it can't find me? The passing parade, mistakes that I made, where is he? Where is he? I will not despair as each affair turns into dust. I always trust, where is he? Where is he? I try not to show, but one thing I know he is searching for me. Can love be so blind that it can find me? I look everywhere for someone to care. Where is he? Where is he? And the next day after I wrote that, I met my husband.
Is that right? You have an amazing voice, young lady. I love it.
So, you know,
Beautiful.
things were
I
meant
like
to
that
be.
song. Yeah, and this is a music channel, so this is awesome. I'm absolutely loving it.
Thank you. Well, my brother was lead trumpet player with the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Okay.
We're very musical in the family. And my
Fantastic.
sister sings. Her name is Cookie, and she goes everywhere and sings.
Oh,
And
sweet. All right. Look at that. This is amazing. I am so thrilled to be able to even sit here and talk with you, and I am honored to have you on my show as a guest. So thank you so much. This has been amazing. Everyone, again, Miss Judith Levy, author of Grandmother Remembers and Great Grandmother Remembers.
That's my special book here, Great Grandmother Remembers.
I'll put links in later so that we can have you go take a look, get a purchase of it if you like.
Yes, I would like to tell you that you could get it on Amazon.
Yes.
And at Barnes and Noble.
Okay,
Great
wonderful.
Grandmother Remembers.
Yes, perfect. Thank you again. It is such a pleasure.
Friend,
My friend, absolutely.
Come see me again.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Peace. Okay, look, that was beautiful. God, you got a lovely voice.